Okay, so here 12th lesson is world between the world wars connected to 19th lesson. We have some similar topics or extension of topics in this chapter like post world war, after the world war. So there we have some consequences. So some we are going to look into that matter. So post world war and India. So in particular we are going to discuss about India also. Okay, so what are the topics we are going to see? Already we have completed. So the first topic is aftermath of World War II. So after the World War II, what is the loss of life? What is a financial loss? How much is a loss? So the worst affected were the Europeans. The most affected countries were Europeans, and one of the biggest country, Russia, is also affected, had a tremendous, on large scale loss of life and economical loss also. So if you see about 1700 towns, about 1700 towns, 31,000 factories, and you see 70,000 villages. 70,000 villages were affected in Russia. Okay, completely destroyed. So if you see, there is not only it's not only Russia. There are many countries who had a tremendous loss of life and property. The countries, see, we have seen the consequences in the earlier lesson. The countries which were powerful became weak. Balance of a change in power. Okay, change in the power. So countries which were powerful earlier became weak. The countries which were weak became powerful. So that happened after the war. And the most benefited country of due to the war is USA. Okay, so here if you see on March 1945, the US President Harry Truman, who was the president, he said that we are the country, okay, moving towards uh, progress. We have emerged as one of the powerful countries ever in the world. Okay, the most powerful country perhaps throughout the history. Understood. So, అంటే ఇప్పటి వరకు strongest countryగా మారిపోయాము because of the war. So positive, okay, effect of war, but most of the countries have negative effect only. So this after the war, the another important consequence is formation of UNO, United Nations organizations. And the most important change after the World War is many newly independent countries were formed that we have seen in the earlier class only. The countries like India got independence because after the war, the colonial masters, the countries like Britain, Spain, France, they were not in a position to have any more control on the colonies. So this was an opportunity for the what do you say, colonies to revolt and get the independence. So most of the countries took the advantage of this war, revolted, and got the independence. So newly independent countries were formed. Understood? So these are all the effects which has taken after the World War. So let us see about formation of United Nations Organization. Okay, the major or the principal allied countries like Britain, France, USA, USSR, and China. So the five major countries drafted means written down a charter for the formation of UNO. Okay, after the end of the Second World War. So the UN thus started with the twin policy. The objective of formation of UNO is peace. The first objective is peace, and human development is the second objective. Okay, twin objectives. What are the twin objectives of UNO? Peace and human development. So these are the two objectives, major objectives. Formation of UNO has many more objectives. Why it was formed? There are many other aims to be fulfilled. Okay, so we have the membership of 51 countries. Okay, and today that is according to 2016. If you see, 193 countries. Right? When it was formed, it has 51 countries as its members, and you can check how many countries are the members of UNO at present. Okay, understood. And there will be a different organs. So like there will be a secretary general. So there will be Security Council, then ILO, International Monetary Funds. So many other organizations are there. The main objective of the UN is all the countries should participate in the work, like in the objective of maintaining peace. And the head of the UNO, the head of the UNO is Secretary General, and he is selected by method of elections, and the post is given in a rotation of different continents. Suppose one person is selected from one continent, the next chance will be given to the other country from other continent. Okay, and there will be five major countries which are called as permanent members. Okay, permanent members of UNO. So these five permanent members of UNO have a veto power. Okay, a veto power. And what is mean by veto power? A special power given to five major countries, and the power is if any ordinance or a bill is passed in the assembly of UNO, General Assembly of UNO, then generally what happens, then a bill has to pass, we'll see the majority. But in UNO, even though the majority of the countries have agreed, if one of the five countries is not in favor of that, then that bill will not be passed. So that is a special power called as veto power. Understood? And like many times, the superpowers has misused this. We can understand that the superpowers try to take the advantage of this special power given to them. Okay, did you understand the formation of UNO, when it was formed, why it was formed, what are the agencies of UNO, what are the organs of UNO? You have to write down all these things. Is that clear? Adamindra? Yes. Now, the two camps and the Cold War. The third topic is Cold War. So here we are going to discuss about Cold War. What is mean by Cold War? In simple, we can say that war of words, not physical attack. War of words, not physically harming or attacking on the others. Understood? War behind the closed doors. Arthamayinda? So the war of words is taking place between USA and USSR, the two major countries of Allied group, the USA and USSR, which were the two powerful nations after the Second World War. These two nations became rivals. Of course, there is no war, direct war between them, but a cold war is going on between them. Why? Every country like USA and USSR, both the countries are trying to become a superpower of the world. So supreme, poiny. Okay, so USSR had the entire Eastern Europe under its influence. So Russia ki Eastern Europe support only. Okay, and especially the newly independent countries, whatever is it, they are in favor of Russia. Okay, so if you see, uh, we can simply call as see from 45, 50 years, this rivalry is going on, but they are not fighting or throwing the weapons on each other. You know why? Because both the countries, see, both the countries possess nuclear weapons, strong weapons. Okay, but they know that if any unwanted things will happen, it may lead to the world war also. Okay, so these two countries are trying to have a cooperation of the neighboring countries, pressurizing the neighboring countries to follow their method like capitalism or communism. Okay, so you know Russia is a communist country, America is a capitalist country. The methodology, ideologies are different. So both are trying like if most of the countries in the world are communists, so then obviously they will support Russia and Russia will become supreme power. So each country is trying to have more influence on the others, sometimes pressurizing them to follow their ideologies. Okay, so that they can be under their influence. Sometimes they support them in terms of uh, what you say politically, geographically, or financially. They help so that they can have a relationship with them. Okay, simple thing is the more countries in your favor, you are the more stronger. Okay, did you understand? Yes, Ardhani Naimana. So today we have just seen about aftermath, that is calculations, data, information related to the death and destruction of different countries. So we focused on Russia and some countries. So these are the data. We learned about UNO, when it was formed, what are the major countries of UNO, what are the number of like how many countries are the members of UNO, what is meant by veto power. Okay, then what are the, you can look into the maps of agencies, organs of UNO. Then Cold War. Cold War between two camps, Russian camp and US camp, capitalist, communist. Okay, two different camps. Is it clear? Go through the textbooks, read the textbooks. Okay, try to have more content, more knowledge, more information about particular topics. Okay, is it clear? Hmm? Okay, we will try to have a quiz on UNO and the Cold War. We'll try. If there is any topic related to it, I'll search and I'll send you.